Hey, BassGeek here, and today we're unboxing the June mystery tackle box, and we'll pick a bait and I'll show you how to use it. Before we get started with the unboxing, guys, make sure you go out and you pick up a monthly subscription to Mystery Tackle Box. You can get the first box as low as $5 with the code BassGeek. Now, a lot of you are like, is it worth it? Should I pick one up? Well, guys, I'll tell you right now, and I've said this in previous videos, me and 3 of my other friends years ago, before I even started a YouTube channel, I actually got Mystery Tackle Box. I bought a year subscription to it. My wife was nice enough to actually do it for me, I think for my birthday or Father's Day, and I loved getting these boxes every single month. Now, they're great for beginners, but what I want you to understand is they're also great for the seasoned vets, the guys, as I call us all, us old heads. Us old heads, we tend to get stuck in our ways. And you know, I've seen some guys who have been like, well, I don't know if Mystery Tackle Box worth it. I wouldn't use this and I wouldn't use that. Guys, this is the whole point of getting this box. Challenge yourself to do something different. Think outside the box. Yeah, take the baits outside of the box and actually go use them. Because you're not going to learn, you're not going to become a better angler until you do challenge yourself and learn new techniques. All right. So like I said, let's jump into the unboxing, and then I'll show you which bait that I picked to show you how I would fish it this time of year. So if you haven't already, make a comment down below and see which bait you think it'll be once you see them unboxed. Which one do you think I'm going to pick this week? And that'll be how you're entered into the Mystery Tackle Box Pro giveaway. So what's in the box? As Brad Pitt said to Morgan Freeman, it was his wife's head. Spoiler alert. Sorry, I know I'm supposed to say spoiler alert before, but anyway, for those who know. All right, guys, the very first thing that we're going to pick up out of here, this is going to be lifted jigs. It's a 3/8 ounce flipping jig. Now it's got a pointy head on it. Good looking jig, brown and purple. Good for this time of year. Good looking bait for when those bluegill are up on the beds. The very next thing is something that I like from post-spawn into, you know, early summer. A good looking jerk bait here. This is Strike Pro tournament grade. It's got a tungsten knocker in it for ultimate casting, and it is suspended. Good looking color. Dark blue back, again orange belly, again maybe something to toss around when those gills are on the bed. The very next thing is from Carl's amazing bait, and this is called the Golden Boy. It is a chartreuse blackback chartreuse side square bill. Good looking bait from Carl's Bait and Tackle. I want to give them a big shout out too. By the way, if you haven't, make sure you go and get a subscription to Carl's Bait and Tackle. I'm telling you guys, I really like a lot of the products, and they're getting more and more products in, and they save me a ton of money. And no, I'm not sponsored by them. All right, the next thing is by Optimum Baits. This is the line-thru panicked action. This is the boom shad, or boom Swimbait, whatever they call it. Anyway, that's a line-thru. This would be great during the shad spawn, which a lot of times coincides with the bluegill spawn. So another great bait there. As always, you get a cool sticker. You get the tips and tricks from MTB. For some reason they threw 2 cards in this week, but you can see there's the retail of everything. You do save up to 40% off the retail. They threw in some Carl's Stash bullet weights, 1/2 ounce green pumpkin. This is a 5-pack. Those look like they're lead. And then last but not least, always some Z-Man stuff in Morning Dawn, or Twilight as they're calling it. This is the Trick Shot Z. Good looking little bait for the drop shot. So that is your box this month. Of course, they're always doing the contest. Now, what bait are we gonna pick? I know it's a huge surprise to you. We're going with the line-thru. All right, guys, so the very first thing I'm gonna show you is how to rig a line-thru bait. So the very first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna take the bait out of the box. You'll notice there's just a little tube that runs through the bait. We're gonna use 12-pound fluorocarbon. And all you do is run that fluoro down through that tube that they've provided. Now, you tie whatever hook or whatever knot you're comfortable with. You know, I'm going to tie my kind of altered San Diego jam. Just going to wrap this thing 7 times. Run it back through the loop at the top. Wet it. Snug it up. And cut that tag end off. Now, generally what I'll do is I'll spin the hook around and I'll put one hook just barely embedded so that that's not just swinging around free. And there you have it. Now you can leave it free if you want to. You pull it up and just let it hang there. Probably going to increase your hookup ratio. Like I said, I'm barely embedding that hook so that it runs like that. Just keep it up off the bottom, keep it a little more snag resistant. But that's how I rig it. Now, let's talk about line, rod, and reel setup. So I'm going to rig this up on my favorite reel, my favorite swim bait reel, and this is the BB1 Pro. It is a 6.5-to-1. I've got it on 12-pound test fluorocarbon. I am throwing it on a medium heavy 7-foot. This is a 7'3". I would recommend with these baits a 7-foot, but this is my small swim bait rod. I'm a little used to it, but a 7-foot shorter rod, the more accurate the cast, and that's where you're going to really get into where you're going to use this bait. So when does this bait shine? Really, guys, from the time that the bass pull up on the bed, this bait can be swam through the beds. When they're garden fry, he can be skipped around the areas where they're garden fry all the way through the summer and the fall. This bait, in my opinion, these sort of line-throughs, in my opinion, where do they shine? They shine in grass flats, areas where grass hasn't grown all the way to the top, it's not matted over. You're kind of working it through, popping it free of that grass. It's great around boat docks, especially floating boat docks, because you can just count it down just to the bottom of them, work it right along the bottom of that boat dock. You can skip it around boat docks. You can skip it up underneath boat docks. These sorts of baits are great for that sort of presentation. Now, one of the other times that I like it for the Highlands reservoirs that I fish is this time of year. The shad spawn's going on, the bluegill spawn's going on. Targeting places like this on the Highlands reservoirs, this is where I'm going to start. I'm going to start anywhere where the bluegill are spawning, out on points, back in bays. And it's not about getting this bait in the stuff, but it's about getting it right up in there, and then let's just slow roll it back right over top of that deep water and then we're going to see if a big bass is setting off in that deep water, waiting to come up and just crush an unsuspecting shad or bluegill. Now the great thing about these baits is they're super easy to skip. Really get them up underneath those overhangs, those lay downs, just like you're skipping a wacky worm during the year when they're guarding the fry, and then just slowly work it back. That's where that 6-1, 6-5 to 1 reel ratio comes back in. You don't want to overpower this, you'll make the bait roll. Nice and slow. I tell people all the time, don't fish your swim bait too fast. It's not a crankbait. You're not covering water at 100 miles an hour. You're target fishing with these things. So if you think you're fishing slow, slow down, because you're probably still too fast. So I hope I taught you something. I hope you enjoyed this. And I hope I get you to try new baits. That's the thing that I want to do most of all with this mystery tackle box. Get you to think outside of the box. So hopefully you've already commented what bait you thought I was going to use. Now it doesn't matter which bait you thought I was going to use. You're entered as long as you entered one of the baits in the box. If you haven't already, go ahead and just comment the Optimum line-thru. You know, whatever the swim bait, whatever you want to comment, that lets me know that it was a swim bait. And as always, guys, questions and comments in the comment section below. Make sure you comment one of the baits. Like it if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you ring that bell. And you guys rock.